Hello, everybody. My name's Curt Sparks, and Matt had asked if I'd share just a quick devotional with you, so I want to do that. One of my favorite stories that I've used for a long time, I've read years ago, and it just sticks with me because I think it speaks to the heart of the gospel, speaks to the presence of God. There was an older gentleman and his son in Asia. They were poor farmers. They had one horse to help them do all their chores and plow the fields. One night that horse ran away. So the next morning when they woke up and saw the horse was gone, the neighbors came over and told the father and his son, that is bad news, such bad news. And the farmer said, how do you know that's bad news? It could be good news. Sure enough, that night the horse comes back, gets in the corral, and brings a dozen other horses with him. And so the neighbors come over, they're so excited, said, that is such great news. He says, how do you know that's good news? It could be bad news. Sure enough, the next morning, the son's getting on one of these horses to try to break it, learn how to ride on that horse, and the horse bucks him off, breaks his leg. The neighbors come over and they said, that is horrible news. That is such bad news. The farmer said, how do you know that that's bad news? It could be good news. And sure enough, there was a prince coming through that area. He was a warlord, conscripting all the young men to go to battle with him. But because this son had a broken leg, he didn't have to go to war. I share that story because a lot of times we have things come into our lives and our first response is, oh, that's such bad news. How do we know that's bad news? It could be something God is working behind the scenes to do something great that we don't even understand. I love Romans chapter 8, verse 28. A lot of folks do. I think it's so much more than I even recognize. And we know that in all things, God works. Now, that's not where the text ends, but I'm going to end there for a second. We know that in all things, God works. And he does. He's always at work, even though we can't see it, even though we don't understand it. For we know in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. There you go. One time I heard a preacher talking about how God is like this best card player possible. And so we're playing cards and God is our partner. And so we'll make a card, we'll lay a card down and God goes, well, okay, I can do something with that. And he does. But the guy was talking about how God is a great card player and he always wins. And so when you and I think, what's going to happen here? And we may do something that God's going, oh, that's not what I would have done, but I can still work inside of that. And he does that all the time. So may God give you his peace because you are resting in him and his ability to always do what's good and what's right. God bless.